And then, in late 2022, the world changed again. ChatGPT was released, and the greatest gold rush in human history began, the AI revolution. Trillions of dollars flooded the market to build massive AI data centers. This should have been Intel's moment. They are the biggest chip maker in America, after all. But when the dust settled, Intel was nowhere to be found. The star of this party was Nvidia. It turns out, AI doesn't run on Intel's central processors. It runs on parallel processing GPUs. Jensen Huang, the CEO of Nvidia, had spent 15 years preparing for this exact moment, building a software moat called CUDA. While Nvidia skyrocketed to become a $3 trillion company, cornering 90% of the market, Intel was reduced to a mere bystander, watching the revolution from the sidelines. The humiliation reached its absolute peak in late 2024. A symbolic death occurred that shook the financial world. Intel was unceremoniously kicked out of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. They had been on that prestigious index for 25 years, representing the pinnacle of American technology. Being removed was the ultimate insult. And the salt in the wound? They were replaced by none other than Nvidia. The fallout was brutal. In August 2024, Intel announced a shocking plan to lay off 15,000 employees, cutting 15% of its global workforce. The stock price collapsed, shrinking the company's value to a fraction of its former self. Vultures began circling the wounded beast. Rumors exploded that Qualcomm, a company that primarily makes chips for mobile phones, had approached Intel for a takeover. A mobile chip company buying Intel? 10 years ago, suggesting such a thing would have been a joke. Today, it is a terrifying possibility. The grand empire that built Silicon Valley is now fighting to avoid being sold off for parts. Let's dig deeper into the core strategy that failed, the foundry war. This is where Intel truly lost its way. The chip industry is divided into two camps: fabless designers like Nvidia and Apple, and foundries like TSMC that only manufacture. Intel insisted on being an IDM, doing both designing and building. It was a source of pride, but it became their prison. Under CEO Pat Gelsinger, Intel tried to open its factories to build chips for others. But there is a fatal conflict of interest. Why would Apple, Nvidia, or AMD hand over their secret blueprints to Intel when Intel is their direct competitor? Trust is the currency of the foundry business, and Intel has none. TSMC's motto is, "Customers never compete with us." Intel cannot say that.